Stand by. Oh yeah. It's like an old man taking a piss. Oh, I don't know about you, but I've had it with this West Coast drought. Good thing there's water and beer. Hell, I'm no farmer. ... Yet. Which brings us to the topic of quote-unquote do-it-yourself agriculture. And, geez, that really does sound like an old man taking a piss. Or a bunch of dogs. And if you've recently walked the streets of Seattle, Vancouver, BC, San Francisco perhaps, oh, and you can't leave out Portland, Oregon, you'd get the distinct and pungent impression that the things that people are growing in their backyards would also be various strains of cannabis, or what have you. Amber collards. Here in Seattle, Washington anyways, everybody thinks it's legal to smoke pot on the sidewalk in front of a public library or at the bus stop in front of the kindergarten. And I'll bet everybody thinks it's probably okay to grow weed on your overpriced balcony overlooking Lake Union. Am I right? You know, it's a different world now. It's a strange world. When I was a teenager, we went to great lengths to hide the fact that we possessed any doobage whatsoever. Now I find a pack of zigzags fall on the floor in front of my 17-year-old daughter's room, and, I don't even ask. So, I'm about to save your uptown downscale grow-op the future expense of replacing your burned-out water pumps. Because, while you were busy at your day job at, insert.com name here, driving the last nail into small business's collective coffin, the fusion reactor in the sky, efficiently and without cost, and cleanly I would add, evaporated all the water out of your aeroponic bucket. Here's the solution. In short, we're going to stick wires in the water. We're going to run a safe, family-friendly, low-voltage current through said wires. And we're definitely going to void the warranty on your pump by splicing a jumper into the power cord and rerouting current to a relay. And we'll use Arduino for logic. And from there, potential instrumentation or messaging will emerge, provided you code it. Minimally a print statement to the console. Now, ideally in a perfect world, you wouldn't dingle-dangle this thing in the tank unless you were absolutely sure of the length of the wire. You never can tell the depth of a well by the length of the handle on the pump. So anyways, here's the setup. Let's start with the pump. The pump is in the bucket. Let's start with the power cord to the pump. Yeah, it does look like a crude bomb. So this was the power cord to the pump. You can see I've cut directly into the insulation, splitting one wire in half, running leads out, and those leads go right down to the relay. And if this is your first rodeo or your 101st rodeo, then just double check you unplug the pump first. Even cowboys shoot themselves in the groin from time to time, but confirm that before you go ape shit. You're gonna wire up these leads to the center lug and normally open. That way, whatever's plugged into this thing, in our case the pump, is default off. Alright, so the next ridiculous thing is the water sensor. And this is guaranteed to be the least most high-tech thing you'll see all day today, guaranteed. What we got here are two 24-gauge insulated solid wire core copper wires stranded together, stripped to the skin on the ends. One of them is pointy and pokey, and the other one I've got wrapped around the leg just to stay out of the way so they're not in contact with one another. And once these wires are electrified and dangle-dangling in the water, one of these is going to be the cathode and the other is the anode. And the tip of this wire is fairly corroded. I'm guessing that's the cathode. Yeah. Diesel fitter. Well, all it takes is a little water between cathode and anode. All it takes is a pinch between cheek and gum. So back up topside, on the other end of these twisty wires, is you're going to need a pull-down resistor. Well, that was just a colossal fuck up. I believe my positive and negative are switched around. Ah, now she's behaving. I would love to get into pull-ups and pull-downs sometime, not this time. They are bread and butter. You can make a switch out of damn near anything with garbage from the alley. As long as you got a pull-down or pull-up resistor and a digital input pin, you're golden. Alright, well I'm going to simulate low water level by simply yanking the sensor out of the water. And the pump shuts off. Everything's cool. Yay. I think that's all the hardware stuff I got to show you. Let's look at the code. Yeah, sorry about the moray pattern. That's as good as it gets right now. There's a whole hodgepodge of crap here, mixed up libraries. Adafruit, RGB, LED matrix stuff, not concerning this video. Yeah, so you'll need one output pin to, this says pin run pump, but really it's turn on the relay. And you'll need an input for the water sensor made out of wires. If the wires are sending a 0, they're obviously not conducting, so send a low to the relay. Else, check to see if we're getting a 1. We got current, which means there's water. Run the pump. And this other thing is, that's just overhead for something else I'm working on. Just read the pin and do something. I mean, hell, if this were a connected device, you could send an HTTP request out, send a tweet, ping your server, bang your mom. And, yeah. I was talking about your mom. So with this, you can monitor the water level in that. And then say things to your coworkers like, hey man, I got to split work early. My grow-op reservoir just sent me an SMS. I might show this stuff in another video. We've got a temperature sensor. Temperature and humidity. I don't know if I like this thing. It's kind of kludgy. Who am I to judge kludginess? So we got, that's humidity. That's Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin, nothing, and matrix rain. What I'd like to do is get the matrix rain to run when the pump is running. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you're running your pumps dry because you're too couch locked to check the water level, give this a try before you spend your smokes money on off-the-shelf packages. Not that I even know what those products would be, but I'm sure the local mom and pop hydroponic shop sells stuff to monitor water level. Actually, I have seen a little plastic ruler thingy with metal poking out of it. I believe that's fairly inexpensive, but, yeah, more pro. But this is DIY. Thanks for watching. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.